Exclusive from the Stat Trade Times. SkyCell, founded in 2012 in Switzerland, is a designer of next-generation smart containers powered by software and advanced IoT devices to maintain constant temperature conditions for the pharmaceutical industry. SkyCell is a prominent service provider that enables the safe delivery of temperature-sensitive medicines worldwide, working closely with pharmaceutical manufacturers, freight forwarders, and airlines. Its vision is to eliminate losses in the pharma supply chain and to make safe medicines accessible throughout the world. To reach this goal, SkyCell has developed and is consistently improving its hybrid containers. Sustainability plays a prominent role in everything that SkyCell does, and therefore, the company has developed a sustainability strategy that is centered around the overall vision to have zero loss in the pharma supply chain and to provide medicines for all. For SkyCell, safe medicine means safety for patients as well as caring for the planet and people. In its first ever report dedicated to the sustainability of its global operations, it provides a comprehensive overview of the most important sustainability topics that SkyCell is undertaking for the planet and its stakeholders. SkyCell deploys its resources primarily in three sustainability focus areas of circularity, climate, and cooperation to align itself with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. To discuss SkyCell's ambitious sustainability goals published in its first ever report and how the company aims to achieve them by 2040, I'm joined by Nico Ross, Chief Technology Officer and co-founder at SkyCell. Nico, what prompted you to initiate this report?
So yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity, for the invitation. Yes, so the report you saw is mainly that we want to show how strong SkyCell is going direction IoT and automatization and software. We want to show what's behind the containers, more or less. And actually, if you look at our teams inside SkyCell, our departments, one of the biggest departments is the IT department. So we are, since the beginning, we are let's say 50% a software company. And this is what we want to show more. And also what we realize that many clients of us love, that we can give them the whole surveillance, the whole security, the whole monitoring, because we do that anyway since years for ourselves, for our fleet. And now also we want to open it for some, let's say, selected clients.
Nico, it appears that SkyCell intends to raise the sustainability standards for the industry by raising your own standards by several notches, by making serious commitments. Tell us what went behind these thoughts and how do you want to set standards for the industry really high?
I think it's on the sustainability side. I think it's all connected. So the process thinking, which I talked before about the IoT and software, and sustainability goes in my view hand in hand in logistics, because it's about processes, to make the processes as efficient as possible. And the nice thing about sustainability is the less CO2 you pollute, the more efficient your process is. So you can use sustainability also to be more efficient. It's not invented by us. Toyota did this already since decades. But that's also one reason that we say our goal is to be climate neutral by 2040, according to the Paris agreements, because we see a big chance for our industry, because we have to drive efficiency, we have to find better solutions, and so on. So it's a good driver to be better. And also, in my personal view, it's a must, because we have one planet we are living on. The resources are finite we have, so there is no other way.
Nico, tell us about your priority areas as far as sustainability is concerned from the mid to a long-term perspective for SkyCell. What are those focus areas for SkyCell?
So it's different. It is different areas. It's if you look at the CO2 pollution, in my view, the CO2 is the most important part to be very efficient, because energy you can produce or let's say you have solar cells, you have different modes of energy where you can compensate energy in an ecological way, or water power and so on. And CO2, there is no technology which can more or less, or very limited possibilities to get rid of CO2, to really make out of CO2 again carbon and air. So CO2 is something which we have really to look at to minimize. If you look at the production process, on one point from the beginning, you have a product before you move it in the supply chain. And there, it's our philosophy is in the beginning, we are a pooler. We just pool products. We don't sell a product and then we throw it away somewhere. So we always want to keep control over our products. This has a very important aspect, that when you have the control over your product, at the end of life, you can recycle it. If you just, let's say, sell a product, then you don't know where it lands. It can land in a landfill or somewhere else. You don't know, because they are shipped around the globe. So this is one aspect that we say SkyCell doesn't sell products. We rent them out. We want to keep control of the product, that at the end of the life of the product, each product has a lifespan, that we can recycle it, that we can control it, we can reuse the materials. So this is on product level, a basic philosophy of SkyCell. Then on the process level, there we look with our clients that we can set up processes. So the most pollution is done, of course, by air freight, because it takes a lot of fuel to fly. That we are in the process as effective as possible. And there are two factors, or let's say there are two main factors. One, if you have to fly as efficient as possible. That's also why we have a big IT network to optimize the routing behind flying, that we have as little as possible flight kilometers, which pollute. And on the other hand, it's a product itself. So the product needs to have an ideal weight to volume ratio. That's on the product side. So if you have if your product is too light, more or less, if you fly an airplane full with feathers, you still pollute. So if a product is too light, you have the problem, the aircraft is not used efficiently, because you fly around air, which still produces a lot of pollution. If your product is too heavy, it's also not ideally, because then a plane flies half empty. So the ideal in our view is that we really use the load capacity of an aircraft and can fill it as full as possible with the ideal weight.
Nico, SkyCell's vision is actually to eliminate loss in the pharma supply chain, and it is also very closely linked to your value of sustainability, and that's what has come out in the sustainability report. And you are a company that is known for very serious innovation in the container temperature controlled container solutions in the pharmaceutical industry and for the aviation industry. From the mid to long term, what kind of investment will it go into achieving your sustainability goals?
So we started from the beginning. Actually, sustainability is our DNA. We started in the 2000s, so it's a while ago. With our insulation we are using, which is 100% recyclable. So the topic of recycling, reusing is in our DNA. What we also believe is that ecology and economics can work hand in hand. So if you don't throw away a product or raw material, if you can reuse it, you don't need to buy it again, because you can reuse it. So that you win on the economical side and you win on the ecological side. Of course, we have things at the moment today where technologies are not here. For example, you have sustainable fuels for aircrafts, but they are still, let's say, in their starting phase. And there also we support companies who develop sustainable fuels, because we see on the aircraft side that's one way to go. Another way, what we believe for shorter distance will probably come are other technologies that they'll go probably in future, when batteries get better, for short distance, more into electric aircraft. So what we are looking at, we support companies on one hand in the development of new technologies like sustainable air fuels. Also, what we work together with different airlines that we buy already. Sustainable fuels. We help our client to use sustainable fuels. If it's not possible to offset directly completely, to be sustainable completely. We also have offsetting initiatives. So we compensate our pollutions we have, because we still need fuel with different projects. We have projects where we make reforestation in different countries, mainly countries where we fly to. Let's say we have a lot of traffic to Brazil, then we make a reforestation project in Brazil. That's one part to get rid of the CO2 we produce. And other projects are on technology side. So, for example, we work together with Climeworks, which makes on the technological side removes CO2 out of the air. So, with different initiatives where we spend, let's say, a decent amount of money that we are on scope 1 and 2, and long term on all scopes, 100% CO2 neutral.
Nico, your ability to achieve your sustainability goals also depends on the cooperation and collaboration of the other stakeholders in the air cargo logistics or logistic value chain. What has been the response from some of your partners on this initiative?
I would say very positive. So everyone is working on it. It starts with airlines, with ground handlers, with logistics companies, also pharma companies. They all see the problem and work strongly on it. So it's really we run in more or less open doors. And it's also great that one can support each other. So we have let's say we have a very big database back to our IT part, which is really connected to sustainability. We have a very big database where we can see routings, where we can see how much pollution we do on a lane. And so we can help, let's say, pharma companies on the pollution side, because of our big database, over which now has data over 10 years of thousands or 10,000s of movements to help them. And also they're very open to talk with us how we can improve the supply chain, how we can reduce CO2, or how we can compensate. Also, some logistics companies, they offer, let's say, in some cases, electric trucking or trucks on sustainable fuel. So there's a lot going on in this market. I think it's a very dynamic and positive movement at the moment.
This is all for the moment. For the latest news on air freight, keep visiting stattimes.com. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Visit and subscribe our YouTube channel for exclusive one-to-one interviews with global logistic leaders and for recordings of all our past webinars and virtual conferences.